Don't make that same mistake. Let tomorrow, you know, go say if I be no. Elections and they come. Remember, waiting we don't need. You know the trouble and wahala where we don't see. So take your time today and know waiting you for do. Don't make that same mistake. Let tomorrow you know go say if I be no. In 1962 election now be free and fair one.
Good evening and welcome to the first edition of This Week You Vote, where they come to you on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. My name is Audra Niambe Sano, and you self go for be part of the program by way how you go send your contribution to the number 0799949993. You go call we or text we as you self go add your voice on the program this evening. This evening on the show, we talk about the plans them where ECSL gets for the first-time voters, them people already vote for the very first time in this June 24 general elections. What are the plans for them to ensure say then go through the voting process and then voting not be considered as void vote? Join me for the next 1 hour. This now you vote where they come to you on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. My name na Audra Niambe Sano.
And the next election, where they come for we in a salon.
First-time voter are somebody where they attain the age of voting when at 18 years, and so he eligible for exercise in franchise by way how you go vote and be voted for. All the one that will be 18 years old when the voter registration process will begin, register, as well as the one that will be 18 years before the 24th of June when at the election day. And also, we see certain people there also get little or no knowledge about the electoral process at all. And given the fact, say, now we get the PR system where we they use for this general election, how the ECSL go come inside, since now the main body for election business in the country, for ensure say them first-time voters they understand what it mean for vote and be voted for, and what it mean for use the PR system for vote inside the general election. So join me this evening as I go talk to Mohamed Kane, when the Director of Voters Education, now the Electoral Commission for Salone. This now you vote where they come to you on Epic Radio 99.3 FM.
Okay. Mix master. How you get your party? Well, myself get me political party. Then we campaigns are full and votes are full. You know, say we all nobody. How you get your party? Well, myself get me political party. Then we campaigns are full and votes are full. You know, say we all nobody. Election, 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 election. Not waiting for the tension. Election, 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 election. Enough for end back confusion. Election, 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 election. Oh, we all know one nation. Election, 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 election. Hey, they come and go. If I dey green, they red. That no for being hatred. If you dey green, I dey red. That no for being hatred. That man with the kick in the box, he the slap us, and I use salon brother. That woman with the kick in the box, he the slap us, and I use salon sister. This country where they see so me brother man, I say now we get them. That boko and all I fet me brother man, I say make me left you know fine you know nice This country now we all young SLPP, APC and PMDC don't make body. Wait and say from fourth piece who want me brother man don't make sabi. How you get your party? Well, myself get me political party. Then we campaigns are full and votes are full. You know, say we all nobody.
All right, welcome back in the studio. I don't be joined by Mohamed Kane, Director of Voters Education and Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, as we can talk about the plan where ECSL don't put in place for the first-time voters. Them. Good evening and welcome to You Vote.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy for the part of this station for talk to people and where they listen. My full name is Momo Mohamed Kane. I mean the Voter Education Officer na ECSL.
All right, first of all, take me through how the registration process be like for the first-time voters, them, how to go about for deal with them, for ensure say indeed these people don't 18 years or above.
Okay, now a very good question. I think say we need for start from Musa we don't start, because in election, you know, we not only they prepare the time we na they see we out. We get long activities and what they take at the back end before when I get we finally see we outside. So this particular electoral cycle, the commissioners then will get the chairman Kone come in, and in team we consider the young people very, very, very precious, because we all know we conduct the 2018 election, but at the end of the day, we know so we still continue for battle with the youthful exuberant way they come up from. We young one them, we know when they get sport meet them, we know how it can end. So everywhere we side and day, we know the issues then we antisocial behaviors then we associated with them. And the election, you know, when we plan for election, we always open up with mindset, because majority of people will get for work for we. Some of them are first-time voters, some of them are young people. Majority, up to 80% of the ad hoc staff and where they work with we. So the commission decides, well, let we not just, at the time we're ready for them, at that time we bring them on board. We develop a holistic program for them, where like a package, a training package, we'll be able to bring them on board before we come to the registration. I don't know if I can continue.
Yes, that registration process, sure.
Okay. So basically, we start for meet them at school, we meet them at other places them where normally they able to see them around. So the commission first we don't get that kind of reception for handle the young people, and we generally they within the first-time voters. The majority of them could be first-time voters. So we form school clubs them across the country, and at the district them, we visit them at school level, then teachers them be they lead them. So a lot will don't happen behind when a voter education aspect. We use some civic aspect for law to sensitize them. Some of the reasons we make with the commission target first-time voters as priority for this electoral cycle was very simple. Like I tell you, we get for use them for work as staff. Even the registration where they talk about, majority of people and we work, some of them are them first time we then get for the part of the register. So now young people them. Now when they come towards election, most of the agents and with the party then they take for go observe for them. Some of them are first time, but some are young people them. The international community we then serve they come, we then serve they work with the young people them. Then serve majority na the first time voters or young people them. So we don't get this package before we then go ready at any time somebody need them. Now just more polish, you go polish them. So now that we don't do so far. And even the locality groups that will form where they do electoral education, then say majority of them are first-time voters. Then now we get the youth component where they do. Now, fast forward, I can come now to the registration process. So before we start registration, we don't communicate out, because we know we reflect back from 2018, the data we will get from NTRA, and from way back 2018, we don't do civic registration where they get that data. So, and the law 2016 we established NTRA allow we for law to collect data from them. So we bring inclusive people and we go be 18 on the day of polling, or then go there after 18 or elderly people. And so we'll bring them all on board the registration, the data before we roll out now the feed. So now that kind plan will be set for them before then start for approach we.
All right, so what are the criteria una use for ensure say una verify the documents presented to una for sure say these people are indeed first-time voters, not supposed to be below the age of 18 just because you want for vote and then una allow them for register?
Okay, the document the way they talk about was like second option to them. There really not be need for initially first document not coming because the car tell you that electronic registration process would they do. We collect the data from them. So everybody will be 18 will be get inside that kit. So now people will not be there inside the kit, will be there out of the kit, will be there out of the National Civil Register. Now them can go through fresh registration. But everybody will qualify for vote for June 24, be the part of the data will be rolled out because now be just like a confirmation. So now in the situations where then lost for link up with them data and they make with the ask them for cow documentation. So now the only reason they be the ask them say go cow birth certificate. Because at the time when they be registered them before 2018, some of them are be young people and because when we register, if you can remember before 2018, we do first voter registration, then later NCI go now then schools them, they register them. So some of them, the names they would then be give, they no longer not be familiar with their names then they again. So how then they call them a host and the school name. It don't used to the host name more than the school name. So we get then challenges them for zoom around their data. So now that be they make them encourage and say go register fresh. But at the end of the day, when we bring the two data together, we realize that they be the inside the kit, so there be no longer no need that one day. And by the way, we need for really understanding our first-time voters because first-time voters not only limited to somebody who get for be 18 on the day we get election. First-time voters, it means say you self can be first-time voters. How? Somebody self of over age, somebody who is an old person. All this while they not on the part of the register. Now the first time you get for the part of this register now, that make you first-time voter. All this while you be there out of this country, you be there abroad, you never vote in the election. And this electoral calendar, this electoral year, we see say some people will be there out, come into the system fresh. So now that number I just want to clarify. But majority of the first-time voters now the young one they will get for be 18. Now then you really now the huge number in that category there.
Now, we'll begin to talk about the plans the una get for the first-time voters. What are some of the plans the way una don't put in place as electoral body for ensure say the first-time voters them go through the electoral process with all smoothness and they don't encounter any difficulty?
So that's a very good question. I don't start for tell you say we provide education for them. Because the first thing that we get for do for the young people them. Let them understand the process. Let them understand the rights and responsibilities. We develop electoral education package for first-time voters. I don't tell you so, we form clubs for them. We engage them massively. Then at the end of the day, we don't start for you, some of them, as part of we staff them. Now the recruitment, they go, majority of the people will get for apply for the job based on the data because now electronic application system will open up. So na portal system. So we they see say most of them will be the first-time voters. So there is a lot. We don't train them. We they give them. We they encourage them for letting them be part of the electoral process. We say more so they give them again all the powers as long as they can. We send us on the 24th for let them vote accurately. Because the first thing we need for move, they need for understand why then they vote, within their responsibilities, not to how them for vote. But why then they vote, they need for know that. So we don't do that engagement with them massively throughout.
With all of this, why don't they do the education, the engagement, and all of that? Waiting at the response of these first-time voters, them how they don't they get the impact and the knowledge of which why don't they put inside them for ensure say then go through this process here smoothly.
So I think say then they don't be positive because across the board, you know the way how be the behavior of them. Don't they drop in terms of election? It's not like the consciousness they come. So now the impact of education, it will make people then left their old ways for start forget the new ways. Then we dey see some of them who they take on board, where they work with, they work accurately. Majority, the kind errors that we dey get before, not too great. So those are things that we dey see. I no go say they no dey follow the politicians in terms of the rally, but the kind trouble will be associated with them in terms of election. I think the yourself can attest to that fact, say it only drop down a little bit.
So now you've made mention of somebody where na first time voter. I know can mean say maybe possibly don't 18. It can be say you are 50 and above and you still na first time voter.
Yes, I just give just brief definition
about
who is the
that.
first time voter.
So what I don't they do for ensure say these people they know how for vote. For somebody who they vote for the very first time, whether not 18 years or above, but how if for vote when you go through the ballot box on the 24th, what do you for do for ensure saying votes not be considered as a void vote?
Okay, so other key things don't happen within this electoral cycle. We're very, very important. We don't trigger the secondary option, which is the secondary electoral system, when are the proportional representational system, when are like added issues around the electoral process. So holistically, we don't develop audiovisual materials, we don't develop some content materials, then we go able help. We use all the platforms that we available now. We don't increase because we know they hook up to the social media platform. Across the social media platform, the ECSL, they do very well with the interface with people. Them. We don't again work with CSOs them. We then CSOs then they help you in terms of voter education. We then serve the target the same first-time voters and people we get for vote. So we try with level best we explain to people them waiting this process entails and how we able. We don't do a lot of workshops, a lot of training packages where we send out. We use the local people now within the locality. We call them leaks. Now, locality electoral education committee
because I just
members.
want to ask about the hard to reach areas. Then people have not got access to social media and internet. So how they do? So man, not they understand Cree or English. You have to go to in local language for communicate to them about that.
So then again, the commission they do very well because we are aware of these situations, and we did across all the 16 districts that we resident. We get offices, permanent structures. Then we get permanent facilities, and where the house we offices then we get and within then districts then we also they use all the structures then we go reach out to people them. We get layers, we get locality election coordinators them who get across the district, then say they do engagement for sensitize the people them. We say also they use locality electoral education committee members, and this the composition of the local people that we get the women's leader within their community day. We get the youth leader within that community day. We get one of them PWDs them. We same also get the tanker where they oversee within that locality. For instance, if this area who the studio this away na Hill Court, obviously we get a group where they within this area where they do we engagement them for reach out to the people. Then the more relate with them, sometimes more than we. They would use all the local structures. Then would they attend Lumas them, who side they can go for sell and market them, who would they talk to them. That clips they all over the place across the board.
So we go able to get a data of people and way we will consider as the first time voters for now for this upcoming election.
And obviously across the board, majority of people where they part of will register. Now young people them. It depends, like how they explain you. We not zoom around specific on. I don't explain you the quick definition of a first-time voter. Not going to give you now available with me now for tell you say the people will go be 18 on that day. Na so number now, but majority of people they part of will register now young people them.
So now all of them people also don't receive them voters registration ID card for voting the upcoming elections.
Okay, so the general statistics will release. I don't give over 85 to 90% of people don't collect the voter registration card. So it means that they're part of that number, because we release a press release out immediately. We'll complete we exercise. at the time we conclude for share out with registration, voter registration cards, them, we don't give over 80%. We don't still continue for give at district level. Even today, we offices them be seriously engaged. The balance number of people and they pick up. For apply for the walkway now available in our portal. When the same young people and get for do that work day, you get forget your voter ID number before you apply. So we don't do a lot of things for ensure say people then collect their card.
Now, when we collect we voter registration card, then we get various issues of people them way them face them go show them face them don't match with the name and all of that. So how are able to do for these people that you consider to be first-time voters for ensure say everything they in check for them? Somebody go there out of the country and can vote for the very first time and one for exploring franchise. So how are able to do rectify all of the errors then they for ensure say they're able for vote for the upcoming elections?
Okay, so it not only be limited to first-time voters. So basically what happened, because na technology we use for like a confirmation, the data we get now, bulk of that data up to 80% of we or 90% of the part of that register, it means say now people will be done the part of the civil register before 2018. So not a new register we get now. So when we open with centers them, we September open them they go day, now more of the confirmation. So after that process, because the kits then will pull out that VVK kit, will be get where they can they ask you your name or your phone number. As them punch into them, the data they appear. Now compress will be compressed data for the kit table accommodate the over 3 million people and will be the ISA any kit because the kit will not network them, but any side will be for good information they. So most of them issues then they will anticipate them say some go be a scenario will happen because it will happen 2018. So the same will be resolved 2018 and the same will resolve this time around again.
All right. So these first-time voters get any special preferences? Say maybe you wait and go vote first, then go vote second, and then go vote. Now get any special way how now go treat them on election day?
Okay, so the people will go get, we would encourage the public because it's the same Sierra Leoneans and get for team up in a line. Now they would encourage for give preference and priority now more for the disabled people them. Where some of them, the composition of first-time voters, they amongst them. But for say, like I explained to you, first-time voters maybe probably we need to open up the lens. It's not only limited to somebody when I just today. Now people where the Kaiser will register for the first time. It might be a young person, it might be an ageable person, it might be a PWD. So the only people who can ask the queue for give preference to now people with like disability, elderly people. So the young people them, then they join the queue together. What we don't do for them, now for them capacitate them. Then they know say na big responsibility they get for go vote for them leaders and we go serve them for the next 5 years. But we're not going to tell Sierra Leoneans like you go there at the line. We tell you say, hey, but this is a first-time voter get a chance. First-time voters they run across, and not only limited, but the bulk of the population now the young people.
All right, if you just join me, you listen to You Vote, where they come to you on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. I will talk about the plan where ECS will get for the first-time voters them on the upcoming June 24 general elections. We'll go for some music break. When we come back, we continue the conversation.
Yo, yo. S. Bodara.
Mix master.
An idle man is the workshop of the devil. Listen along. Sing. Okay. As if they move mountain, you can forget up and do something. Now put your hope and trust purposing. Believe in God and you keep pushing. Not listening to rumors. Some mortal man then damn too bogus. They know they glad God, they just they see the focus. Then the body that are just for people new status. But no man is on island, no man stands alone. For any independent, you can for friend your own. Depending on nobody, be a hustler on your own. Do the right thing at the right time. On the rain, on the sun. See the youth and the fancy for on. Up and down, on the ground. See the youth then they fencing for all. Even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. In life, even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough, oh. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. For chasing the moolah. But sometimes they feel like now God know they. For say without food for one all day. You go do your business but sell no day. You keep pushing but never give up, yeah. You don't go back for be a loser. You get 14 up strong, you want for be a winner. Yeah, and this me message now for Una. Oh, I'm fine money like container, yeah. You don't get play because I don't get pay. I hope so you they follow it in how they say. You the day I sit they don't get better side for stay. Just because they don't get paid, yeah. On the rain, on the sun, see the youth and the fencing for on. Up and down, on the ground, see the youth and the fencing for on. Even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. In life, even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough, oh. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. For chasing the moolah. As if it's if they move mountain, you can forget up and do something. Now put your hope and trust purpose in. Believe in God and you keep pushing. But sometimes they feel like now God know they. For say without food for one all day. You go do your business but sell no day. You keep pushing but never give up. Even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. In life, even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is like container, yeah. Me don't get play because I don't get pay. I hope so you they follow it in how they say. You the day I sit they don't get better side for stay. Just because they don't get paid, yeah. On the rain, on the sun, see the youth and the fencing for on. Up and down, on the ground, see the youth and the fencing for on. Even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. In life, even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough, oh. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. For chasing the moolah. As if it's if they move mountain, you can forget up and do something. Now put your hope and trust purpose in. Believe in God and you keep pushing. But sometimes they feel like now God know they. For say without food for one all day. You go do your business but sell no day. You keep pushing but never give up. Even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. In life, even if your life is hard, yeah. Never mind the road is rough, oh. Me never give up, me never give up, me never give up. For chasing the moolah. Yeah. On the rain, on the sun, see the youth and the fencing for on. Up and down.
Alright, welcome back. If you just joined me, you listen to You Vote where they come to you on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Don't forget to yourself give a good opportunity for call or send you text message to the number 0799949993 and give you contribution concerning what we discuss in the studios this evening. We are the plan of ECSL for the first-time voters. Them according to Mohamed Kane from ECSL, first-time voter and apostle way in him not ever appear at the register, but they appear there for the very first time, where they vote for the very first time. So we still get her in the studio this evening for take we through them plan for first-time voters. Them we'll talk about the PR system. It don't make headlines for months and weeks now. Even as we approach election, people still find it difficult to understand the PR system. What's not only do as a commission for ensure say the people that vote for the very first time really understand what the PR system mean and vote according to the PR system or they use.
Okay, that is a very good question. I can start off say majority of Sierra Leoneans and we go vote now probably for PR system of this could be some of them are the first time for engaging voting using PR as a system. However, in a system we be on the in-way electoral system before now. Now, one of the main so we plan to use for elect. The last time they used them and be 2002. With majority of the first-time voters, this could be their first time we then go use. So, waiting at the general message where they run across the first phase of the implementation of PR system, we don't pass there now. That was the period where the party them before use or candidate them with the go school nomination. So then they and only 2 elections. We get 4 elections then. Only 2 elections and they would use the PR system for conduct the election. The PR system a proportional representation where una they go vote, una the voters them. In a vote, the valid vote, and I make would encourage person for vote fine. The valid vote una the vote for una political party them and the independent candidate with team up. And that valid vote now they translate into seats proportionately. We belong group the district then. 16 districts, all man get a figure where they return. For Western Urban, they get 16 people where they return at parliament because PR only they affect the parliamentary and the council election, not council alone, but council election. So now only then 2 elections that they use PR for. So it means a presidential election, the same system will be used at the first past the post 90 will they use with a 2-round system because that's what law call for that the winner supposed to get 55% of the national vote before they able win on first round. If and nobody not imagine the first 2 will go into election after 14 days when a runoff election, and that make them call them a 2-round system when a majoritarian system. It means you're supposed to get votes across the country. The 16 districts, people are supposed to vote for you. We will calculate all. Now it will make you become president. If you're not able to get the 55, you go to run off. Then they not to PR. Now the same system they be do today. Now they do how that election get for day. The people they go see the ballot paper go get the candidates then photo panam, their name and the political party where they team up for because we law the 1991 constitution. If you know you want to be president, you get to go to a political party before you become president. So we get 13 candidates who go to 13 political party where they send them to we. So that election, if you vote for the individual, if na in face you go tick, na correct vote. You vote for in name, na correct vote. You vote across in party, you know the party you sabi party symbol, na correct vote. We get a special box when a day for tick. If you tick the back, na correct. After that, the other election we will not use PR PAM for Freetown like na mayor election, mayor and chairperson. Then they will not use PR PAM at all. Inself na individual vote, na first past the post. Inself you will see the candidates in photo. The only difference with presidential, in now independent, they allow for contest. Like in the case of Freetown, we get independent candidate, we get for contest. So at the end of the day, the waiting at the PR election. The PR elections them na parliamentary election, the House of Parliament, the people that will get for return, they for go the day, and the councillors them. Then are more than one person. So now that make we institute PRD. Then are more than one, then they return more than one person. We will not get constituency again, we will not get ward. We group the district into one.
Okay. So all of this way you explain how una don't do as a commission for let them message that way they talk about reach all of these first-time voters, whether they have access to internet or not, whether then are Freetown, then are other districts, them let them self-capture this message, let them understand how them for do the voting process so we not go get enough void votes during the elections.
So now that make us say we develop specific tailor-made messages across the board where they target all the population, not only limited to first-time voters. Though first-time voters now priority, because like I say, majority of people will get for vote under the PR system. This could be the first time where they vote, because 2002 majority not be day up to the age for vote. So for first-time voters, this could be the first time. The good side of them, the ballot paper no go be confusing. The ballot paper for PR system, It only gets the political party in symbol, in name, or independent candidate in symbol because the award give them symbol. So your responsibility now for just go vote, just tick either the party symbol or the party name, or if an independent candidate wey don explain give wetin na in symbol, you tick am. As you do that, you don't vote for the required number wey you party get for return na parliament. So that na so the same thing with the council or election. Wetin we don't do, we don't increase we engagement them. Now one of the reasons that day, once we get any program we dey develop our own programs, we dey do am, we dey use civil society for talk to the people them, because this time we not only one we only get custody of the sensitization aspect. We don't release them out. We get funding with the use / on our member bodies them across the board. Everybody will matter upon this election. The Electoral Commission, they work with them for ensure say we they use the media platform. We not only sit down, we say Lord left sit down. We don't develop a lot of content material where they play across the major television stations in this country. We get partnership with them.
Political party very important in all of these
Great.
for engage the first-time voters. So how, as a commission, not only work with the different political parties, them for ensure say then self help for spread this message to first-time voters, them particularly, and other people themselves where they vote in the upcoming election.
Okay, so we constant meeting where we meet today. We call them political party liaison committee meetings. Their meetings they be only limited to the national level. So now, because we come closer to election, we don't reduce and even to district level, and they meet fortnightly, deliberate on issues. Anything we see publicly out, we meet with the party, them, we discuss with them, we share with them. In as much as the Electoral Commission section 32 and 33 we establish we and give we functions. The Electoral Commission they still meet with in stakeholders. Now we secondary stakeholders because we primary stakeholders now una the voters them. Now on account number one. The second are the political party then because now only within the Electoral Commission they continue for work. So they engage them, they consult them, then they get issues, then they write they come to us, we all they discuss. We don't develop know your candidate posters then. What we don't give them now. Because then go able for go use them for point by their own candidate say, or their own party say, now this for vote for. So we on that engagement with them across the country, not only limited in Freetown.
All right, the phone line now open 07999949993. Drop you message or call we and give you contribution and ask question to we guest in the studio concerning the plan where the commission gets for the first time voters, them where they vote for the very first time and when the name that appear for the very first time inside the registration register for the upcoming June 24th general elections. Engaging the political party now one, but for monitor them and ensure say they actively engage the members them. Now campaign don't start. So when they get campaign, they engage the members them whether they are first time voters or not for ensure say then self help for spread the message. How not on they monitor for a consistent engagement with these people what we consider as voters.
Okay, so how would they work? Normally, we know they monitor the party, them then get political party registration commission.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, mommy.
The name and who you call from? The evening fine.
I'm for the Kroma, Ade Uga Force.
All right, for the go ahead and give your contribution.
Remember the all party party. We not blind step. A weekly shiro office day. Master name Victor Josiah. No party no can to we for can. Land we have a vote. And we not blind. Not the see. The fifth, where they don't nominate the trade, the for can, they talk to we or the land we have a vote, but no party no can to we. Mala and we will get that woman who what they call her Giro. Mala and not call name. Fifth, they can to we blind stand, and the educatory how for vote, they seen a 4 vote. So fifth, let party all the party open for we. Anyone,
All right.
one country we call Victor 078.
All right, keep it 90 seconds so that people and self get opportunity for call and give them contribution in the studio 0799949993. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello. Yes,
Yes,
how are you?
fine. Good evening. The name and who's you the call from?
Me now, Osman Sanko from PWD.
Yes, Usman, go ahead.
Yeah, ECSL wanted and tell you that data, do one for no. If you there supposed for give the party, they almost forget your data. That voters registration data. One day they will release that data. You want some do you made a release that data.
All right, okay, plenty. Thank you, Usman. 0799949993. Keep the calls coming. Waiting you want for ask your contribution towards the conversation this evening on the plans for ECSL concerning the first time voters them in the upcoming election. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Dauda. What's that?
Yes, Padauda, good evening. Usa, you did noisy.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Go ahead, Padauda.
Uh-huh. I heard the panelists they talk there. We not get wards, we not get constituencies because standard limitation not been there. Well, then councillors then, what in then they serve, what area then they serve? Because usually councillors then, now wards then they serve. One constituency get like two councillors or three councillors. Now that ward not there, how then councillors then they work with it then they serve. Then secondly, about this voting day, when they go to Namna queue, I've hope say this time around, we go train the queue controller then correctly. Last election, I did one lady go to Nam, they go swan the line waiting for the. It's another line, say, go reach to the table. Only for
All right, keep it 90 seconds so that people and self get opportunity for call and give them contribution in the studio 0799949993. Hello, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Good. The name and who's you the call from?
I record from Bullface. I'm in the Casino.
Please
From
come on.
Bullface.
All right, come on here. You had your set, please.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, your contribution, no more, me get some more. But then some young sensitize people, you can't also for the city, also more like for the village. You don't see, you can't have sensitize people for saying, now this person has to get for votes for, and as soon. But some people are not only voted to collect, not only voted this health system, also. So therefore difficult for some man there. You know, be careful, vote get for Boku. You don't see, and I'm not considering that.
All right, plenty. Thank you. 0799949993. We take like 5 more calls and then we come back to we guest in the studio for they respond to our questions and contribution inside the program this evening. Please come on here. You had your set.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening. The name and who's you the call from?
Abdul Karim Kuruma, they call from Sungo Junction, Makolo.
Yes, Abdul Karim. Go ahead.
That first caller we call about the blind, it's a very, very important issue. They are parts of Sierra Leone and they are Sierra Leoneans. They need to be considered. Please, I want to let the commissioner think about them very, very serious and let them see how best. Then they bring them for sensitize them on this voter. Please. Thank you.
All right, plenty. Thank you. 4 more calls and I'll come back to me panelist in the studio this evening. 0799949993. Waiting on your contribution. We have the ECSL man in the studio concerning the plan for the first time voters them as we get few days away from election. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good evening. The name and who's you the call from?
My name is Mohammed Jamil at the person Gazan.
Yes, Mohammed. Go ahead and give contribution.
Yeah, I talk about the time for the first time voters and like how long they were able to satisfy the first time voters because like the election of the 24th and now it's I don't know a few days or week or so I don't know more the time. I just want to know more how best they were able. That's my contribution.
All right, okay. 3 more calls and then we'll come back to a panelist in the studio this evening for they reply to our contributions and our questions concerning first-time voters. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. The name and who's you the call from?
I call from Road and then Alpha.
Yes, Alpha. Go ahead and give your contribution.
The election recently, and for they go pull out people they outside, they go and land people they have for vote. They vote no. Mostly they want to they open. Who they feature will look better. And understand it small. But they want them mostly when they offline. Therefore, pull people there and give them that this period and go and land people there. If in this party they vote for, not so for vote, not so for vote, not so for vote. Then they're not left and blind, so no more left and give people there. You know, for vote.
All right, okay. All right, plenty. Thank you. We take 2 more calls and then we come to we guest in the studio for just get an insight on our questions and contribution concerning the first-time voters and then plans for the first-time voters. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Name and who you call from? All right, 1 more call and then we come to the guest from ECSL for take we through, but there is a text message we don't come inside, and the text message say, Mr. Momo, please explain back for us how for vote in the PR system, and it come up from Ibrahim Samura from Wokel Village. Last caller for this evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Your name and who you call from?
I call from the city, Alusai Bangwa.
Alusai Bangwa, please come on here, you get your set.
So, what are the drive for talk? What are the drive for talk?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, we get you.
What are the drive for talk? Only consider about the data. One, the data before we do centralization. One, let the ECSL give it the data. Data is not our problem. Thank you.
All right, plenty. Thank you to the one that we call. No, back to you, Mr. Mohamed Kone. You don't really call us. They made mention of disabled people. Them how found. I don't they go for a short sale and I reach out to people that are disabled with their first-time voters, the data, and other issue. What will be your response to all of this?
Yes, I want to tell thank you to all man we call because it means they hook up, then they listen, and I patiently take down some of the points then. Let attempt for go to I will start with this last person. Now then 2 don't ask on the data. Then say ECSL for release the data. So because I'm away the listen with the confusion where I think they are around we need for clear we say ECSL don't release the data. If he say data, we don't release them out. You know, sometimes it's confusing whether somebody they misinform people them. We don't tell this country say polling stations them from polling station 1 to the last polling stations that will get in the country. How many people register? How many people get for go vote today? Now in that data, we don't release them out. How many people register in this country? We don't release them out. We they call press conferences. So I think so if we follow, don't forget about waiting some man they say. Waiting parties then can normally get, now the register in self we can give them. And when they give them back, the commission don't tell APC right we. They don't meet with we. The commission don't give clearance. We they complete for finalize for print to register as we they talk so. We almost there for complete that. As we don't, we they burn them per CD. We they give party them. We always they give them a best practice. Not to law say we forgive them, but we they give them. Waiting the caller go no really go one for let it happen. Like Usman and this next person they talk about this data. Nobody know they expect law will take Usman information. We go put an a PZ, we and we write them on the country tree. Usman this person born and they were them born. The register where they go there at the polling station. We they give the party them. Each of the party them where they contest pan this election. Get forget the register from we. That you know get for change pan that. So I want for assure Usman say not to think when I vex. We don't give data out. All man know how many people register. All man know how many people get for day at each polling station. So now go be my own reaction towards that day. Again, then say, let we consider the first person we talk on PWDs. I really, they continue for encourage them. We get a whole department, and we call them Department for Inclusion. First time, now be Department for Gender. We push them to gender and disability. We not only don't stop at disability now, we don't even add the youth then day. when a first time voter, and I'm call her now Department for Inclusion. So then they provide, and the commission, they provide training packages for them across the country. We get, if you go down with social media page, them, they see live discussions around them, PWDs, them, take to the village level, they contact them. Unfortunately, the caller we call with a blind man, he not see it, the communication not reach to her, but what they can do level best. Each of the document they will get, will they do it into Braille. Braille like a format way, then with them blind, then they use for read the information they make. We develop FAQ on a PR, then few questions the way necessary person can ask on the PR. We do Braille panel, we give out to the people. We don't do, again, short frequently asked questions where they for pulling. That day again, we do into Braille and share out, so the blind then will understand. On pulling day, as I talk, so we don't get data of how we centers then day. Whether the PWD they able access to center, we don't get all that information. We they develop for them things that we will able facilitate voting for them. We get for try forget if the place we high, we develop RAM for them. We get TBG we call a total ballot guide. We normally would use where the blind person we boss and we get whole them panam, we they insert the ballot paper inside, then they use them for vote independently. Right. So there is a lot of package for them, let you know about that. The other person asks, let we increase the sensitization on PR. I don't tell you say we dey pandora. It's a lot of pull out speakers them. And not tell itself we do float parade across the country. We dey target them lumas then marketplaces them. Places where people in the gather more than 1, 2. We get Bluetooth speakers, we get megaphones them. We staff them they don't study sensitization long before now. We then they go on and we continue for do that exactly. The other person say which area where they return, okay, cancel of Mr. Dauda specifically. Per Dauda, we not get constituency, we not get ward per this election. How we develop the people they represent to now, like Freetown. So the parties them, then return candidates them for all the entire Freetown. 16 they go parliament, the same thing with the number where they go now the city council. So how then do them? Then select within those old places where they call ward or constituency. At least across the board, now each councillor they represent the entire Freetown, not to only Mauritania where they be there or his station. It means anybody who wanna vote for the party. Now that make the other person ask say how they get for vote. This election, the PR system, who say they return more than one person, they own a party symbol they go vote for. Okay. When you vote for the party symbol, it means you don't vote for everybody with the party return.
All right, okay. So, one for holiday because of time, plenty thank you to all the one that we called. Sorry for you, we call, maybe pick your call or read out your text message because of time. But continue for stay tuned. On Thursday again, another edition of You Vote They Come. So you get a lot of questions that we go on for ask. Can just keep them on Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. again. You Vote They Come. Plenty thank you to my guest winner, Mohamed Kane, the Director of Voters Education from the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Plenty thank you to my producer, winner Teresa Thomas, to Samuel Thomas. We'll be in the Facebook Live for ensure so we'll meet you live on Facebook this evening. And to DJ Nice, we ensure say we got a perfect sound. So we'll meet again tomorrow. Mina Odra Niambi Sano. Tata.